there's not only nothing wrong with a bunch of people who get together to have a good time. It's the heartbeat of pro wrestling. This bullshit of my promotion gets you ready for the big leagues is horseshit. I don't care if you're action wrestling or what the fuck you are. You're not getting anybody ready for anything. You're just an indie show that runs your thing a little tighter, maybe. But at the fundamental part of indie wrestling is this a good time for the people involved and the people watching? Like, that might seem unimportant. It's the opposite. It's the reason we're doing this shit is because it's supposed to be on some level a good time. And it's a hell of a lot more fun wrestling in front of 100 or more than it is in front of 15 or 30. It just is. It's fun when you stick your head. I mean, think about, like, tell me this moment, Dee and Eric, before you go. Like, what's a moment where you felt really great about GIPW? Like, what's the specific thing you remember happening that you were like, this is dope. I'm so glad I'm here. So if you need time to think about it, definitely please do. But, like, I mean, I remember seeing, like, the Exotic Youth coming to the ring at GIPW, and the crowd was so legitimately angry. Like, you guys had fans that were, like, crazy white old ladies. And I remember thinking, like, that's so much fun. That is so much fun. Like, when Rose Gold got slapped, I thought, you know, I came down so hard on that because I was like, it was such an opportunity lost. Like, Rose Gold's got to beat her ass, first of all. And people can say, like, oh, Steve, that you can't do that because of liability and she handled it right. I'm like, bullshit. Like, something's got to happen. Because if you can't capitalize on some crazy shit happening at your wrestling show, then what the fuck are we doing? Then it is just community theater. if shit can't get handled in a wrestling way, then we're not wrestling. We're just, you know, we're just cosplaying. And I don't know. But I want to hear from you guys. What's a moment where you were really proud of GIPW or whatnot?
One for me would be when we had Madman Fulton and Logan Creed.
Ooh.
And Logan went to suplex Fulton and put his foot through the roof. And we thought for sure we were about to lose the venue, but they were so cool about it. They were like, "Oh my God, will you sign the roof tile?" And Madman,
that's great.
And Madman Fulton actually got on a ladder and replaced the roof tile for him. They were so cool about it.
Awesome.
What about you, Mr. Silva?
For me, it was when we had Sports Illustrated in the building. That it's like, what the hell are y'all doing here? Why are you talking to me? Oh shit, Silva, shut the fuck up. Yes, so my name is it was like, what are y'all doing here? Like, it was surreal. And an honorable mention is I gotta bring up Montana again when he won that catch and hand title after taking the ass whooping from, like, I think it was you. When did you
we actually surprised him with a win. We didn't tell him he was gonna win. We were calling it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hit my finisher on you for the 3." And he went up on the turnbuckle to hit something, and I told the ref, like, "Tell him to hit it, don't dodge me." And he hit it and pinned me. He had no idea.
Yeah, wow, that's great.
That was pretty cool.
I'll tell you something that I thought was really it changed GIPW from just, this is a cool show and their locker room is tight, to, like, something special. And it was strangely going to that Mexican restaurant afterwards. I'd always heard stories about everybody going to this Mexican restaurant, Larry, but to be there and there was like 30 people there.
Oh,
And
they
we took
hated
up
it.
these 2 tables and it was the slowest service in fucking history. And I didn't care. Like I was having so much fun vibing with everybody. And then I realized that fountain outside is where Zach Mosley and Skrilla filmed part of their thing. And once I made that connection of like, oh my God, like this is wild. Like that's where Skrilla got put into the freaking fountain.
Oh yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, this is such a cool. I mean, these are guys who. This is not I don't like the term 40 milers. In fact, the only term I ever used negatively about a show is if it was a mercenary show. And I considered a mercenary show to be a show where a bunch of people got paid pretty good and they would sort of show up and do this show and they didn't really care about it. They were just like, whatever, you're paying me, I'll do whatever you want. Like I considered RPW kind of a mercenary show because it was almost for none of the boys, it was their favorite show to do. That was my standard. Like 80 to 90% of the people who did that show, in my opinion, were just doing that show because they got a check. Jeremy Vane did not give a shit about Rampage. He just showed up because they were paying him $100, right? To me, that's the opposite of what GIPW was. GIPW was a bunch of those folks and a bunch of crazy white girls sitting there at those tables and just having a good time and vibing off each other and talking about the show and talking shit and making fun of Eric Silva because how he likes his steak. And like, and like I was just like, I'm sorry, Eric. Like that, it was a very real thing. I want that to come across. Like if you didn't know anything about GIPW, just know that this isn't a show that Larry and I wanted to do because we wanted to rip apart Dawn or to go, everybody needs to learn a lesson about what was fucked up about GIPW. It's more like a remembrance of looking back and go like, for a while they had a really great thing going. And, for lack of promotion or whatever, it ended, but it shouldn't be seen as, well, good riddance because they were fucked up. It should be, damn, the good parts about that league. I mean, Eric, you can confirm if this is true, and Dee as well. There were probably friendships made at that show that are going to endure long after that league is done, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the vibe.
Absolutely.
And wrestling lives on those things. It lives on the so-called 40 milers because at the end of the day, whatever your home promotion is, that's your home promotion. And you love it, and you love the people that you're working with. This isn't about like ripping apart what was wrong. This is about sort of celebrating a place where people came together and loved what they were doing and loved each other. And it's beautiful. And, like I always say, shit's not supposed to last. That's the truth. Everything's going to fucking end, right? We saw Southern Honor go from like this untouchable thing to not the promotion that the boys necessarily wanted to be at the most anymore. Like the era of you've got to draw 400 or 500 to matter, that's gone. Now you have these like cool little shows that are doing between 100 and 200. And they're the shows the boys want to wrestle on. And GIPW was one of those shows that the boys wanted to work. There's a lot of guys who worked for a lot less at GIPW than they worked for other places. I think that can be confirmed, definitely. I don't think Exotic Youth were becoming millionaires there, right? They wanted to fucking be there because they wanted to be around everybody. And that's cool. That's the message I want people to take away from GIPW. It was a cool place to wrestle. And we need more of those, not less.
Agreed. Can I put over Dee Munny right quick? When you talk about like friendships, you talk about friendships that'll kind of endure. This dude, I caught a flat tire after one of those Mexican restaurant ordeals, and I was literally stuck in Warner Robins the whole night. I had to sleep in my car. I had to sleep in my car the whole night. And Dee Munny came out there to make sure I was good.
On my way to the shoot job.
Yeah, he was one of the. Yeah, on his way to his shoot job. I think we were going into Monday morning. I was still out there sleeping in the car. And he came out there to make sure I was good. I was there the whole night. So appreciate you, T-Buddy. I'll never forget that.